For today's podcast, I want to talk about positions of need heading into the offseason for the Vikings to be successful in 2021, which I'm only assuming the bulk of it is going to have to be done through the draft because the Vikings, they're going to have to do some serious contract restructures to get out of salary cap hell. So that will then lead to, in the coming weeks, a couple of draft prospect profile videos for the Vikings, which will then lead to a couple of mock drafts. And I want to start with the defense first, which clearly the side of the ball with the biggest question marks, the majority of those question marks on the defensive line, Danielle Hunter. I'm going to go about this assuming that Danielle Hunter is not going to be cleared to start the regular season. You have to prepare for that possibility. Michael Pierce, same deal. He's high risk. He has asthma. Is the COVID-19 vaccine going to be available beyond what's being prioritized right now, beyond the senior citizens, beyond law enforcement workers, beyond medical staff workers? Is it going to be available for the 20-year-old, 30-year-old Joe Schmoes out there? If not, is he willing to chance it? It's something to keep an eye out for. So what you do have on the D-line right now, DJ Wonnum, who I think based on what I saw last year, I think he can start. James Lynch, I'm not going to say that he should be the starting 3-tech, but he deserves a lot more PT than what we saw last season. With that said, what you need to address this offseason, an edge rusher, maybe even two of them. James Lynch, if you feel like he's not your starting 3-tech, then you need to address that as well. And what I will say about the nose tackle situation is this. And I get this is really asking a lot. This is so hard to find, but it would almost be optimal for the Vikings if they can find an every down defensive tackle. Because best case scenario, if Michael Pierce does play in 2021, then that player that you bring in, he can be your third down pass rusher. If Michael Pierce doesn't play in 2021, then that player that you bring in, assuming he's versatile enough, can also be your run stopper on the defensive line. Address the defensive line and everything else will fall into place, including the cornerbacks. They're going to have a much better pass rush to work with. Even going back to the second level, Eric Hendricks, he should be healthy. Mike Zimmer, he thinks Anthony Barr is Lawrence Taylor. Okay, fine. Which, by the way, Anthony Barr is a prime candidate to get his contract restructured. And for that third linebacker on the 4-3 sets, you have Troy Dye, which actually goes into the only other question mark for the defense for me is the safety spot opposite of Harrison Smith. We're not bringing Anthony Harris back. I'm already expecting that to happen. But I will say this. I'm not saying this dude should be the automatic starter. But I think based on the tape, the film that we saw in his days at Oregon, Troy Dye has some serious value to at least get a couple of reps in training camp at safety. That's all I'm trying to say. Next, we go to offense. It's simple. Guards. You need guards. Actual guards. You need talent at guards, both left and right. Clearly, this whole notion of we're going to try to mask the lack of talent at guard is clearly not working. That's on Rick Spielman. At the same time, when Spielman does try to address the problems on the roster and it simply doesn't work out, that's fine. Which brings me to backup center because I tell you what, man, I haven't really said much about this guy, but Garrett Bradbury, going back to Rick Spielman, he invested a first-round pick on this guy out of NC State. We need to see major leaps and bound progression from Garrett Bradbury. If it doesn't work out in year 3, you gotta have someone in the fold and not just wait until shit hits the fan after year 3 is over. This dude needs to play a lot better, straight up. And last but not least, kicker. Dan Bailey, worst extra point percentage in the league, second worst field goal percentage in the league. The last thing you need as a team when the game is already tight enough is a dude that can't make field goals, and after you scratch and claw your way to score a touchdown, a dude who can't make extra points, in that case, is super deflating for your offense. Now, is it a cultural problem in the Mike Zimmer era? I mean, how many kickers are we going to go through? But either way, they signed a guy by the name of Greg Joseph, so that's going to be competition in training camp. So technically, they're already addressing that issue. But the rest of those, there's a lot of serious holes to fill for the Vikings to be successful in 2021. Agree, disagree? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do this 3 times a week. Mediocre Best Sports Podcast, Realistic Randy. Check me out on Twitter at realistic_Randy. Facebook at Realistic Randy. Next podcast is tomorrow. We will see you then.